Hello guys, hello designers. Today I want to talk with you about the color. A lot of us don't feel confident with color. I personally always felt intimidated by it until I learned how to create a custom color palette from a simple picture. It is a super easy technique and the result is nearly always brilliant. Let's talk about ideas now. Ideas don't just come out of the blue, like a lot of us believe. Instead, it is based on research. So let me explain what it means. It is much easier to create when we are inspired by something. For example, I love to travel and I find city breaks inspirational. I remember flying to Rome 5 years ago and I absolutely loved it and I felt so inspired by it. So why not creating a color palette inspired by my memories of Rome? So you see, now you have something to build on and creating will become easy. It will, I promise. Let me show you some example of my recent work. I personally love working with locations. I think it's the recent thing for me because, I don't know, the COVID hit and we were sitting in lockdown and I just sit here and dream about traveling and I was creating color palettes inspired by different locations. So I'll show you a little bit of what I've done. So this one is created, inspired by Provence, and that was the final result. So I'm using my color palette to color one of the illustrations that I have done specifically for that. Then there's another one inspired by California. I call it California Garden. It was inspired by California. It was one of the locations that I want to travel one day and hopefully I can make it. And that's the ultimate illustration colored by this beautiful palette. And then I have another one which is Autumn in Paris. I love Europe and I love Paris and France in general. And this is a beautiful color palette. See, illustration looks completely different. It's so nice and soft and the colors are absolutely beautiful. You can say probably I love Paris. And then there's another one, this one inspired by Venice and mainly by paintings that I saw in Venice when I traveled in one of the museums, and that's one of the other illustrations, the same illustrations but colored with this new color palette. And that's how it, you see, you can compare. It's different locations inspired me to create completely different color palettes, and the same illustration looks very different. I definitely think that sometimes when I look at the print, and I don't really like the print, or I think it's just very simple, but the color is so juicy and so rich and so beautiful that it just makes me want to buy it, or I end up saving it because I feel so inspired by that. So if you can learn how to work with color, I think it can really improve your illustrations, your work, your designs. So first of all, we will need to find a few reference pictures. This could be sourced off the internet, since we can't travel at the moment, or you can use your own pictures, which I'm sure you have loads. So best place to search for images in the internet is Pinterest or even Instagram feed. I follow a few blogs with very pretty feeds and I end up saving a lot of pictures from Instagram feed. I looked through my pictures that I took while traveling around Rome, and I also looked for images of Rome, street of Rome on Pinterest, and I selected these 4 images that you will see on your screen shortly. I recommend to look for 4 to 5 images, but no more than that, because otherwise it will become complicated. So these are the images of Rome and how I remember it. It's got a lot of that orangey salmon terracotta color. I also found this image of Rome, of Colosseo, and it looks beautiful. See how much sunshine is coming through, and I generally associate Italy with a lot of sun and warm weather. those beautiful doors, this beautiful green, very rich green color. I mean, where else can you find that beauty? I love it. So these are the 4 images I will be working with. So next thing to do is to send it across to your iPad and then load those images into your Procreate. Now when you loaded images to Procreate, you're ready to start working with color. There's only one thing missing. I created a few circle shapes, in fact 20 circle shapes that I can then fill in with color, and that's those black shapes that you see on my Procreate sheet. If you don't know how to create those, you leave me a comment below and I will post a short video explaining how to do that. But now we're just focusing on how to pick color. So how do we pick color? So first of all, I look at the images all together and try to think of what are the main colors you see over there. So for example, I see a salmon terracotta color, then there is a big group of green color, then I see a group of yellow color and also gray colors. So try to think about that. I usually go with 5 main groups and then I try to look for those shades on the picture. To pick the color, you will have to press with your left thumb on the square shape on the side. You see over there, I will be pointing over there. So that's what you do with your left thumb, and then you take your iPad pencil and you walk around the images and you will start seeing that the color is changing. You see, this is that easy. The iPad is doing all the job for you. All you need to do is stop when you're ready to pick the color. So once you've done that, you'll see that your color wheel is now changed. So it will be picking up the color that you've selected. From now on, all you have to do is to work with these images, pick colors that look nice to you. Don't even think about if it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. Just try to fill in those 20 shapes, and instead of black, they will become colorful. And then at the end of this journey, you can rearrange a few colors if they don't make sense, or you can change or add a few shades. And that's how you create a color palette. This is just one easy exercise on how to improve your skill of color, sense of color. There are a few others that I've discovered, and I will be posting more videos about that. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you, and hope you will love creating your own color palette. Thank you guys, see you next time.